locations and 85 research centers dispersed throughout Indonesia. Research Organization for Aeronautics and Space, Research Organization for Nuclear Energy, Research Organization for Energy and Manufacture, Research Organization for Earth Sciences and Maritime, Research Organization for Life Sciences and Environment, Research Organization for Electronics and Informatics, Research Organization for Social Sciences and Humanities, Research Organization for Archaeology, Language and Literature, Research Organization for Health, Research Organization for Nanotechnology and Material, Research Organization for Agriculture and Food, Research Organization for Governance, Economy and Community Welfare. BRIN catalyzing research and innovation to develop an advanced scientific ecosystem in Indonesia with two main targets. BRIN realizes the tremendous potential of the nation's youth in the field of science and technology. Thus, various research and innovation policies are being formulated to develop and cultivate human resources with high competence and aptitude in science and technology. Creating many excellent programs is a form of BRIN's commitment to researchers, innovators, and the general population from various disciplines across the nation. The research and innovation ecosystem quality improvement in Indonesia is also realized through the collaboration of various ministries, institutions, domestic industries, and regional governments, to name a few, by forming the Regional Research and Innovation Agency, or RIDA. Moreover, cooperation with various foreign research institutions continue to be developed through active participation as member of various organizations and international forums. BRIN organizes research into a more effective and efficient process by integrating human resources, infrastructure, and budget from various research and development institutions. Oriented by a national research priority, BRIN routinely enacts comprehensive evaluations from various research and development institutions. This effort is supported through the continued management and improvement of various research and innovation facilities located across 17 regions of Indonesia, dedicated towards the development of science and technology. BRIN continues to improve our contribution to research and innovation towards national development by developing and revitalizing 4 areas of science and technology, or KST. An integrated area consisting of research laboratory facilities, testing laboratories, and industrial facilities for both startups and SMEs, tenant office rooms, co-working space, meeting rooms, gallery rooms, and other supporting facilities. Is here to manifest the future of a golden Indonesia 2045 by consolidating science and technology resources and creating a resource ecosystem and research-based economical foundation. Transforming Indonesia as a global reference in the development and application of science and technology practices and the good of humankind. Nature is the source of inspiration. Knowledge is the foundation, and to be put in praxis for the sake of the nation. Research is our strength to overcome any limitations. Innovation is the guiding vision that drives us towards the future. We cannot face this alone. We must stand together to make our vision a reality. Growing strong upon the land of Nusantara, a magical place filled with miracle and wonder. A land spanning 2 continents and 2 oceans, rich in culture and biodiversity. We and Indonesia are the necessary combination to realize the grand visions of the future. Like an orchestra, BRIN harmonizes research, development, assessment, application, and also synergies, invention, and innovation in Indonesia. We created an ecosystem consisting of 7 deputies, 12 research organizations, and 85 research centers dispersed throughout Indonesia. Research Organization for Aeronautics and Space, Research Organization for Nuclear Energy, Research Organization for Energy and Manufacture, Research Organization for Earth Sciences and Maritime, Research Organization for Life Sciences and Environment, Research Organization for Electronics and Informatics, Research Organization for Social Sciences and Humanities, Research Organization for Archaeology, Language, and Literature, Research Organization for Health, Research Organization for Nanotechnology and Material, Research Organization for Agriculture and Food, Research Organization for Governance, Economy, and Community Welfare. BRIN catalyzing research and innovation to develop an advanced scientific ecosystem in Indonesia with 2 main targets. BRIN realizes the tremendous potential of the nation's youth in the field of science and technology. Thus, various research and innovation policies are being formulated to develop and cultivate human resources with high competence and aptitude in science and technology. Creating many excellent programs is a form of BRIN's commitment to researchers, innovators, and the general population from various disciplines across the nation. The research and innovation ecosystem quality improvement in Indonesia is also realized through the collaboration of various ministries, institutions, domestic industries, and regional governments, to name a few, by forming the Regional Research and Innovation Agency, or RIDA. Moreover, cooperation with various foreign research institutions continue to be developed through active participation as member of various organizations and international forums. BRIN organizes research into a more effective and efficient process by integrating human resources, infrastructure, and budget from various research and development institutions. Oriented by a national research priority, BRIN routinely enacts comprehensive evaluations from various research and development institutions. This effort is supported through the continued management and improvement of various research and innovation facilities located across 17 regions of Indonesia, dedicated towards the development of science and technology. BRIN continues to improve our contribution to research and innovation towards national development by developing and revitalizing 4 areas of science and technology, or KST. An integrated area consisting of research laboratory facilities, testing laboratories, and industrial facilities for both startups and SMEs. Tenant office rooms, co-working space, meeting rooms, gallery rooms, and other supporting facilities. BRIN is here to manifest the future of a golden Indonesia 2045 by consolidating science and technology resources and creating a resource ecosystem and research-based economical foundation. Transforming Indonesia as a global reference in the development and application of science and technology practices and the good of humankind. Nature is the source of inspiration. Knowledge is the foundation, and to be put in praxis for the sake of the nation. Research is our strength to overcome any limitations. Innovation is the guiding vision that drives us towards the future. We cannot face this alone. We must stand together to make our vision a reality. Growing strong upon the land of Nusantara, a magical place filled with miracle and wonder. A land spanning 2 continents and 2 oceans, rich in culture and biodiversity. We and Indonesia are the necessary combination to realize the grand visions of the future. Like an orchestra, BRIN harmonizes research, development, assessment, application, and also synergies, invention, and innovation in Indonesia. We created an ecosystem consisting of 7 deputies, 12 research organizations, and 85 research centers dispersed throughout Indonesia. Research Organization for Aeronautics and Space, Research Organization for Nuclear Energy, Research Organization for Energy and Manufacture, Research Organization for Earth Sciences and Maritime, Research Organization for Life Sciences and Environment, Research Organization for Electronics and Informatics, Research Organization for Social Sciences and Humanities, Research Organization for Archaeology, Language, and Literature, Research Organization for Health, Research Organization for Nanotechnology and Material, Research Organization for Agriculture and Food, Research Organization for Governance, Economy, and Community Welfare. BRIN catalyzing research and innovation to develop an advanced scientific ecosystem in Indonesia with 2 main targets. BRIN realizes the tremendous potential of the nation's youth in the field of science and technology. Thus, various research and innovation policies are being formulated to develop and cultivate human resources with high competence and aptitude in science and technology. Creating many excellent programs is a form of BRIN's commitment to researchers, innovators, and the general population from various disciplines across the nation. The research and innovation ecosystem quality improvement in Indonesia is also realized through the collaboration of various ministries, institutions, domestic industries, and regional governments, to name a few, by forming the Regional Research and Innovation Agency, or RIDA. Moreover, cooperation with various foreign research institutions continue to be developed through active participation as member of various organizations and international forums. BRIN organizes research into a more effective and efficient process by integrating human resources, infrastructure, and budget from various research and development institutions. Oriented by a national research priority, BRIN routinely enacts comprehensive evaluations from various research and development institutions.
Okay, let's start the seminar now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm greeting to each and every one of you. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the research organization of Nanotechnology and Material, National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN. In this specific area for today's agenda, ORNAMAT seminar lecture from RIKEN Japan with the topic exploring new materials using neutron and ion techniques. I am Damisi, acting as master of ceremony for this event today. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our appreciation for your presence, both offline here and also online via Zoom meeting. First of all, before we proceed any further, we would like to welcome Professor Isao Watanabe from the Physical and Chemical Research Institute, RIKEN Japan, as our keynote speaker today. It is a great honor for us to receive your visit today, Watanabe Sensei. Hope you enjoy your visit here and have a nice time in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also an honor for me to inform you. Among us here, we have the Honorable Chairman of the Organization of Nanotechnology and Materials, Professor Watanabe. The Honorable Chairman and Chairman of the Organization of Nuclear Technology, Dr. Rohadi Auli. Also, we have Dr. Sudaryanto as head of BRIN Research Group from the Center for Advanced Material. Also here we have Dr. Abdul Ali Bai from the Research Organization of Nuclear Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, on this special occasion, we have several agendas. So allow me to read the sequences of our agenda today. The first is opening. The second is listening national anthem of Indonesia Raya. Next is welcome speech from the chairman of the Organization of Nanotechnology and Materials, Professor Watanabe. Then we come to our main seminar agenda today, presentation and discussion session. After that, closing remark by Professor Watanabe again, and then we will have session, and the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, Let's begin this event with listening national anthem of Indonesia Raya. To all of honorable attendees, please stand up for the Indonesia Raya. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the next agenda is welcoming speech from the Chairman of Business Organization of Nanotechnology and Materials, Professor Nanoteknologi. So please welcome Dr. and is yours.
Yes. Thank you. Ya, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So, thank you very much for joining this meeting. Thank you very much, Badan Riset. Welcome again in here in BRIN in Jakarta. Thank you very much also for having the Chairman for Riset Organization for the board. Also, Dr. Abu, thank you very much for your coming in this seminar. So, it is very glad for us today. We have opportunity to come here, and then we have seminar today, and we have this lecture from Japan, Watanabe Isao Sensei from RIKEN. So Watanabe Sensei just landed today, this morning, and then directly come here. And then now, Watanabe Sensei will give us lecture. So this is important time for us to learn about the material science. So this is good opportunity to us to know about Watanabe Sensei and group research. Then maybe we can also discuss the possibility, the collaboration from its research group, from research organization for Nanotechnology and Material, and research group and research organization for so we hope that this time we can make a good discussion for us. Then we can follow, and then this is not the only this today. We hope that this meeting we can continue to think about the possible evolution. So I think this is all for us. Again, thank you very much for your coming in this meeting, and then we hope that we can share the knowledge, possible observation. Yes. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Prof. Ratmo for the welcoming speech. Okay, we will continue to the next agenda. That is the main agenda we are waiting for today. It is a presentation and also discussion session. This session will be moderated by Dr. Teguh Panca, Professor Center for Advanced Materials. Currently, he is a senior researcher from the Research Group. His research topic is focusing on material and also natural science. So, can we please welcome Dr. Teguh Panca? Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to welcome commission. So today it is an honor for all of us to have a distinguished guest, Dr. Isao Watanabe from Institute of Physical and Chemical Research, usually known as RIKEN Japan. And welcome to BRIN Indonesia, and thank you very much for it. And we also would like to welcome our Professor Ratmo, and we would like also to welcome our guest from Research Organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is such a precious opportunity to have a lecture and presentation from Isao Watanabe. Scientists and researchers in the field, and in the field of materials, in quantum physics, nuclear technology, and its application, and also practitioners and stakeholders to explore new functional material to the utilization of the. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will have about 2 hours lecture from Dr. Isao Watanabe, and probably can divide it for lecture and presentation, and then maybe 30 minutes or maybe 1 hour later for the discussion. So, it's already time is here.
I should share screen. I should share screen.
Yeah, you can.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. So, first of all, I'd like to thank you so much here for accepting my sudden visit to BRIN. I'd like to thank you so much for Dr. Ratmo. Thank you so much for your acceptance. And thank you so much for coming, Dr. Ratmo, to here. So maybe this is my second time to discuss this here about the people. So then this time, the reason why I come here is to discuss, I guess, a wide range general possible collaborations with all of you. Thank you. And also thank you so much for giving me the 2 hours. Wonderfully, I can balance my research is great. So first, I need to introduce myself. So I graduated from Hokkaido University and got a degree by using MR on material in IDC superconductors. So during my PhD course, I in parallel carried out the VSR by using mirrors, by using accelerators in super KK. So then based on this career for VSR, I moved to the RIKEN after the graduation and joined to the construction jobs for the RIKEN facility in the UK. So this one is 1992, just after I graduated from the university. So they joined and worked to construct the BOB management. So after that, we try to work with many people. So that my main job is to open the collaborations, domestic and international. So then this one is expanding. So the domestic was expanding year by year. So then I learned many things from my collaborators, then expanding my research field for biology, chemistry, then maybe physics. And also I made many collaborations to the world. It used to be, we have closer collaboration in Europe, but after that, I found there is no researcher of neuroscience in Asian countries. Then I started to discuss with some Indonesian researchers. Then this is very beginning of my collaboration with the Indonesian people. But year by year, I got many new collaborators by all the collaborators. That means friends. Then also the reason why I come here is just friends change. Then 2016, it becomes much more wider. And then this one is my successful collaboration story. So then we got many papers on the basis of these collaborations, but my research technique is neuroscience, emerging materials, superconducting materials, and also to work with the UK researchers. So this one is my main job on the IDC materials by using neurons like iron base. And so spin cricket is also very fashionable and now working with it. So these kind of things I now continue to work. So he's my longest partner to work on the IDC materials. So that means that my background is IDC data. And to build a record, mainly IDC materials. And for these days, I try to use the computational techniques to discuss the real results by using functional theory. And also, I view the very young people. Japanese young people, they are collaborating. Collaborating and leading the neuroscience in Japan. So today, my not lecture, but seminar title is the neutron and view. But I'm not a neutron guy. I'm a view guy. So then I didn't plan to talk about the view and neutrons so much. But these days, I started to use neutrons. Because to use a neutron and neurons are very, very important to see the materials from the large samples. Sorry, doesn't move. And also, I'm starting to work with the individual groups, and you are mainly young people. So in the beginning of our mainly Japanese young people, they work in science, but later on, the mainly Indonesian students, they work with us, and also Malaysian. But these days, the Thai people join to us. So that I'm opening the neuroscience collaboration into Thailand as well. So, and also new young researchers are still working with us for neuroscience. Then
Good.
Yes.
It's okay. So the hopefully I want to enjoy more science with some of you. However, I cannot cover everything. Then today I want to introduce very limited things, but limited things that is my specialties. So that if you can find out the benefit to work with us, let's discuss how to create the collaborations. And also, I don't talk about the neutrons this time so much, but I have many wonderful neutron guys. So then if you are interested in the new neutron science to work with Japanese researchers, please talk to me. I can introduce many people as much as possible for you. Why? What the fuck? So anyway, so I come back to my main talk. So then this is my hold on, sorry, wait a minute.なんか変だな。なんでワークしないんだ。
知らないですか？
いや、ファンクションが止まっちゃうんですよ、時々ね。
そうです。
わからないんですけど。まあ、これいいか。
ああ、でも、あるんです。
大丈夫ですね。
はい。知ります。
So,
いやいや。
this is my original title. Sorry. no word of neutron. So this photo is the first photo to come here last December. So then I was very impressed because BRIN was very modified from BP and very new. So after this, I always talk about my impression to my friend. So then I always talk to especially young people. If they don't work so harder, maybe the BRIN will come over, take over us. So such kind of power I felt at that time. And also we can see the many good equipment here. So then honestly speaking, the BRIN can be standing alone, even though you don't need to have any collaborations. Maybe you have such kind of power. That was the big impression last time. But in this case, I need to ask you to help us because we need a collaboration because our scientific activities, they're very, very limited. And also, of course, you cannot cover everything. So both together, joint working is the strongest things, I believe. So then today, luckily I have longer time than usual. So the part I talk about our system, which are available for our collaborations. And then shortly talk about my specialty, the mirror spin relaxation technique, and also applications. And then I found last time, I didn't talk about the research so much in here. Then I again introduce these days, and my computational studies, the density functional theory calculations, and also I'm now launching the new project by using machine learning to discuss the measurement result. So these days, the Japanese university formed a very large organization to work on machine learning and also AI. Maybe that is the biggest organization in Japan. And almost of the top class machine learning and AI researchers gathered. Then luckily, I got a small grant from that organization. Then I joined as a member. So in the end, I will talk about shortly the student education. What kind of possibilities the student and young people can have with us. Okay, let's come back to our system. Not so many, of course, compared to the BRINs, the systems. And also, not so new. Our campus is in Wako. They're very close to the Tokyo. So the very expensive area. So we have the accelerator in this area here. So this is the Nishina Center. So I came from here. I belong to this Nishina Center. So I will shortly talk about the accelerator physics, being carried out in here. So then this one head campus. So even though we have an accelerator, when we built an accelerator a long time ago, 30, 40 years ago, there was nothing around RIKEN. But these days, many people live in here. So when I came here, we joked. Accelerator counts because accelerator doesn't like the people so much. However, people came in, then people would like to kick out the accelerator. Very interesting. So then these are the possible system to work with you. The squid system, this is very old, but still working. So I have 2 squids. So these days, I'm now working with the UNPAD people by using this. Suchi-san, Dr. Suchi just started to use this one. We moved this old one to my laboratory, then Dr. Suchi, they used this one and enjoyed. Then after that, we upgraded, and still operational. And also this STM, this scanning tunneling microscope. This one is a cheaper one. And also this is not in Wako. This is my collaborators, my best friend's equipment. But he's very willing to work. And also I'm now working with him, the study on the real structure observation of DNA molecules. So this one, ESR, electron spin relaxation system. So my new colleague in the laboratory, Dr. Yugo Oshima, he's a very rare specialist on ESR. So ESR is sometimes quite strong, the technique, but not so many people can understand. So then if you're working on organic systems and also some like insulator systems, the ESR is also can give you the interesting result. In this case, you can collaborate with our groups by using the ESR. But also ESR system is very expensive, and also we need liquid helium. So we need money to run these things. So then that is this is main reason to come here, to create money with all of you. And here, the Muon facility. This one is our Muon facility, but I will talk about this one tomorrow. This one is closed now. Then RIKEN doesn't operate this facility anymore. However, based on the long-term collaborations with this Upton laboratory, the RIKEN still can work in here. And also in parallel, I'm now starting to use the JPAC in Japan. So mainly muons. So that if you're interested in muon science, they talk to me, then we can open the collaboration. And also if I cannot cover your science, I can introduce my friends. And this one is a computational technique. Foxi. The Dr. Eddie started to use this computation, but from that time, this supercomputer has been upgraded and became much more quicker. And the supercomputer is being upgraded at the end of this year. And then we can enjoy more quicker and stronger computer. Then I've got a DFT program then being updated. So maybe we will use more detailed program to discuss material science. And also here, so I'm already talking about the collaborations. So we have many Indonesian here, Indonesian. She's not joining to the UNPAD. And she is working in the Japanese university. And she is my student, and he is a boss of the muon science in Japan. But he's a very strong and good friend. And also he knows about the neutron guys, so many. He's a JPAC muon leader. We are collaborating very closely. So then if I cannot introduce many neutron people, but I can introduce this guy to introduce possible the neutron collaborators to all of you. And also one more guy here, just here. Can you see? He's a neutron guy, but he used to be a postdoc to me. So he moved from muon to neutron. So he's now very important instrument scientist of the one neutron facility named TICAN. That is also very strong, the spectrometer to discuss material. He's in charge. So then if you're interested in to use TICAN, and also there is another, the neutron lady. She used to be a postdoc to me as well, Amaterasu. She's in charge of Amaterasu. Maybe Amaterasu is the #1 spectrometer of JPAC. The many people came in, the many nature papers come up from Amaterasu. So if you're interested in it, I can introduce instrumental scientists. Those are our accessible the facilities. So the screen is for magnetometer, and STM is a microscope real imaging, and ESR, the electron information, the computational, just like to simulate the electric state. And I have many friends. Then access to the muon. I didn't like a neutron here, but I can have many access to neutron. Actually, I'm now using a JRR3, the nuclear reactor, to carry out the neutron experiment. So then they have got many collaborations I talked to you. So at this moment, I personally have more than 380 publications in the Nature, PRB, blah, 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 and so many collaborations. So then I have many friends. So if you're interested in, let's talk about the possible, the plans. In addition to this, as a member of the Nishina Center, I'd like to introduce Nishina Center specialty, which is accelerator, the ring cyclotron. This facility, they said factory. Factory is in the Wako area. So being operated nearly 5 months per year. So, and they have how many cyclotrons here? 1, 2, 3, 4 cyclotrons in the Wako and 1 linear. So everything is being used for each the experiments. But these days, Nishina's the specialty is to create new the elements, which is the like heavier or lighter the materials. And also, as you know, the number 113, the element named now Nihonium, was found in here. So then the SRC, the superconductor ring cyclotron, and which is the very unique the ring cyclotron to accelerate heavy ions. Like they can accelerate up to uranium, from proton to uranium. So quite strong, the facility. So this is linear. Some people is still only using linear. This is the oldest one, but still the operational. So then there are many programs at this moment. So I'm not so sure about all the programs and all access routes. So if you're interested in we can discuss with Nishina's accelerator people. And luckily, my director of Nishina Center is hoping to come to have the joint workshop. So I will talk about this plan tomorrow. At that time, the director, Nishina Center director, Dr. Sakurai, is very keen to come. He suggested to start such kind of collaboration with the Indonesian people. Then I asked Dr. Sudaranto to include some Batam people. Because my former director came to Batam 2007. At that time, the Batam didn't work so well. Accelerator didn't work so well, so then the Batam side requested RIKEN to help the facility. But at that time, RIKEN was too busy, so then we couldn't start to work together. But now situation is different. So then if you are interested in to use this facility, all are welcome, very welcome to RIKEN. So here are the Big Leaps. Big Leaps is a very unique facility in the world to analyze the mass. So they can analyze the mass up to the very heavy ions. That is why this facility is too big and bending the 1, 2, 3 times bending. So then they can completely separate isotopes. So then once we have some new material, new isotopes, then we can select the mass by using this. Then finally, this one is a superconductor ring cyclotron, quite heavy. The total weight of the iron seed is 7,000 tons. Maybe almost of the number one, the heaviest, the cyclotron in the world. So not so easy to use this because the beam is too strong. But sometimes we learn this ring cyclotron to study the nuclear physics. So what kind of nuclear physics is unsure for me. So if you're interested in, please visit this homepage. Maybe there are some laboratories there and the specialties there. You can learn simply. So then I don't mind. If you are interested in, please contact the director. It's easier. Our director is a very funny people, and also he loves Indonesia because I introduced many Indonesian students to him, so then he can be easy to talk. Then he loves the Indonesian young people. Then and also researchers. So anyway, if you are interested in, at any time, find his email address in the homepage and contact directly. At that time, you send the email, activated by Watanabe's talk, he can easily understand. So then this is my specialty, the mirror science. But my basement was in the UK, the Rutherford Atom Laboratory. Around 30 years ago, we built up the system in the UK based on the largest research international collaboration between the UK and Japan. 30 years ago, this was the largest project. So then after the 30 years, we have been operating. So then they are getting many results. And also my student, they visited here to carry out the MSR. So interestingly, the UK is not a hot country. In the winter season is very cold and windy, rainy. So then there are some Indonesian people, sometimes they have had many problems in the weather. Anyway, so then what kind of things I'm not doing the MSR realization measurement, that experiment, and also density functional theory calculation, that is the theory, in some sense theory, computational things. So then firstly, I just simply introduce, okay? I cannot explain in detail because the time is less. So then if you are interested in to try to use mu at any time, please talk to me. For instance, this year, I've got two new collaborators. One is from Thai, one is from, there are two from Thailand. So then we submitted proposals. So then if you're interested in, so then what kind of thing I want to show now is, I want to give image, not detail, image. This kind of material, this kind of field can be tested by MSR. Also, please image the MSR. If we can use a MSR, of course, we can use neutron. Of course, we can see the different information, but we can use both. That's the reason why I'm not starting to use neutron. But this time, I sometimes choose, I have sometimes chosen the very special example, which cannot be tested by neutron. That is a specialty of MSR. So this is a very special, simple explanation of what MSR. We use an accelerator to make a mu. So then, but in order to make mu, we need a large, very strong synchrotron accelerator. So Rutherford Atom Laboratory is the strongest, the muon beam. They can give strongest muon beam. They are also Jepang in Japan. They have the largest power to produce muons. We throw in mu into material. So here's the material here. The muon decays to the positron and emits a positron. Then what we are doing is just counting the number of positrons by using the forward and backward counters. That's only. Very simple. Then the number of the counters, number of the neutrinos, positrons, counted by forward and backward counters, and simply calculated this parameter, asymmetry parameter. In this case, the mu has a life, so lifetime, cancelled, so we can see just only time dependence of asymmetry parameter. So this kind of things you can see in muon papers. Then how to discuss this one is a little bit difficult, so I don't talk about so much about this. But analyzing this time spectrum, then we can discuss the materials, the electronic set of material. And then there's, so for example, Julia-san here and Suchi-san here. So the many young people came to the Razapod to enjoy MISA. So this one is very, very rare, the opportunities to learn about the accelerator science for materials. Not so many people can enjoy this kind of the opportunities. So then I hope they did enjoy. But staying in the UK is not so easy, even for me. So this one, the real spectrometer, and these are, again, the Indonesian ladies who are now working in the real stuff, physics stuff in the ETS, physics department. So then the targets are like that, mainly magnetic materials and also superconducting materials. And these size, organic molecules is also a good target for MISA. Especially organic molecules are not so good for neutrons. Of course we can, but not so good. And I'm now starting to use muons for the biology to discuss electron transfer via DNA. So this one is very rare and also interesting to study, but not so many people are doing this. Then we can do new researches on the biology like DNA. And these days, last 20 years something, the application for industrial side is now very famous, so especially batteries. So batteries is the main target, how to move how we can see the ionic motion in the battery, especially lithium motion. Lithium motion is very important, but nobody knows how lithium is really moving inside. So muon has a possibility to sense such kind of ionic motion, but still not that good enough. So then I'm not suggesting to do the real-time observation by using muon in the battery. So that is my new plan, but we need more arrangement, especially for several AI. But now the muon has many possibilities to work in the industrial fields. Okay, so firstly, I show example one by one. It's the superconducting systems. The important point is we can study the pairing symmetry of the Kuba pair and the penetration depth. This is very, very unique for MISA. There are not so many people can do this. So then once the superconductor appears, we usually do the MISA in order to study Kuba pair and penetration depth. For instance, this one, the strontium leucine oxide, this one was very famous in the beginning. This one is the first example to show the ferromatic superconductor, but now fake. So interestingly, after 15 years, NMR showed this is not the triple superconductor, but this one is the first observation to appease the triple superconductor in here. But anyway, sometimes the muon made big mistakes like this. And so this one, how to measure penetration depth. This is the YBCO type superconducting oxide. This one was a quite good result. How penetration depth is changing by changing the depth from the surface. So the surface point, the deeper point, the penetration depth is changing. This one is first the example to show such kind of the interesting change of penetration depth. So this one is related to this study, the iron superconductor, how the magnetic phases are merging with the superconducting phase. This kind of the phase diagram study is very easy for MISA. As long as we have samples, we apply the muon to the sample, and we can measure the magnetic state and also superconducting state within a very short time. If you do the similar measurement by using NMR, ESR, neutron, it takes longer time. Instead, for instance, this data was obtained within 3 days. Then we got the nature seeds material, nature seeds data. So that means the muon showed a very quick result, especially for magnetic materials or superconducting materials, if that data is quite fast in the world. So this one is much more deeper study and also specialist study. Not so easy to discuss this. This one is this paper is discussed what is the origin of the spin liquid system. Spin liquid system is very important, but still fashionable. But however, nobody knows about the mechanism, real mechanism of the spin liquid. So then this paper firstly shows the gap state, but very tiny gap state causes a spin liquid state. So this one, a very specialized study done by Francis Platt. I believe he's almost #1 USR researcher in the UK. And here is about, but he's a very nice friend to me. So he used to be in the Tokyo University and he likes Japan. So he will come to Japan for 3 weeks, then from next week, staying in Japan to contribute to upgrade Japan, the facility. So then this example is a zeolite system. Zeolite is used for toothpaste as well. And there are many zeolites there, and many places we are using zeolite. But zeolite has a very small space around here. Then this collaborator can put the electron in here. Interestingly, this electron shows an ordered state. So this one is this study is a first report to show such kind of the magnetic ordered state in zeolite. However, this magnetic moment is very tiny. Unfortunately, neutron cannot pick it up. Too small. But even for small magnetic moment, muon easily can pick up. So that is one muon's good point. And this one is also how to study the change in magnetic ordered state. The spin ice. I'm still working on this. My student is still working on this spin ice and also the pile close system to investigate these days monopole state. So monopole state is not very fashionable, but not so easy to pick it up. So then we are now trying to reach such kind of the monopole state by using USR and neutron. So then from last year, I started to use the neutron at JRR3 based on this pile close system. So my student is trying to synthesize single crystals of some systems. So then once we voted, maybe we can enjoy muon and neutron as well to reach to the monopole state. This one is also very excellent result to pick up the lattice vibration by using muons. So temperature depends, so lattice vibration changing by changing the temperature in this system, but this kind of change cannot be sensed by using anything because with vibration motion of lattice, so we cannot pick it up by X-ray. We cannot pick it up by neutron. However, this kind of vibration can vibrate the more tiny magnetic moment, then muon can easily pick it up. Then that is changing by changing the temperature. There seems to be two transitions here, the vibration transition here and here. This one is the first report to show such kind of the double transition in the lattice vibration in the magnetic materials. So then that was published in the PLL. So this one is also the first report to show unordered state. That means muon is easy to pick up the ordered state. So this one, a very quick measurement. I measured on 13 data points within half a day, then published this paper in JAX Communication. JAX Communication is the almost number one, the journal in JAX, in chemistry. Impact factor is more than 10. So not so easy to publish, but this one, the first report to show the ordered state in the chain magnet. Chain magnet is still important to be studied because of the 1D structure, but still magnet. So then we observe the ordered state in here, the first report. So this one is just a study. So this is nanoparticles. Nanoparticle is not so easy to be studied by neutron, but MSR can pick up the magnetic ordered state. And also, as you can see, the magnetic ordered state separated into two, the core state and the shell state. So this kind of the volumes that we can simply sense by using muon. Neutron cannot sense at all, but muon can sense volume fraction or ordered state. This is a strong point of muon. So if you're interested in volume fraction or a magnetic ordered state, only muon can give you the answer. This one is also Francis the study how we can pick up the vibration motion of the organic molecule. That is also easy to pick up. So then come to the battery. This is very important for human beings as well. So then still battery, the study is still ongoing. Then this one was developed by Toyota company, by one researcher. Unfortunately, he's retired already. But young people are now successing this kind of study. So how we can see the ionic motion, battery material. Of course, there are many still discussions. However, some people are using muons to discuss how easy, how difficult the ion motion is in some battery materials. And this is experimental side viewpoint, but from the computation viewpoint, we still have many questions. Why ion can move? Why ion easy moving around inside material? So that is still, we have no answer, clear answer. So my old students are now working on these battery materials by using DFT calculations. How ions is being trapped, or how ions are moving around. That kind of things can be answered by DFT computation technique by using a RIKEN supercomputer. And also my friend, the neutron instrument scientist in Taika, he's also using mu to study the in situ condition, in situ the ionic motion, but still not so good condition. Then I'm not trying to improve that to be much more realistic. So this was another study to use mu in organic solar cell. The UMPA researchers are now working on this, how electrons are moving inside the solar cell. So to discuss such kind of program mechanism, we can use muons. So Professor Lissidiana, he's a UMPA professor in the physics. So if you're interested in this solar cell study by muons, please contact with Professor Lissidiana. Maybe he can talk about his study to all of you. Then this one, electron transport DNA. This is my special study. Not so many people are working this. So how DNA is transferring the electron is not clear. So then what is DNA is a DNA insulator or semiconductor or metal? We have no clear answer yet. So then some papers are still coming out. Even in this year, last year, still we have some papers. So then we are now trying to give the answer, final answer, by using STM and also OBSR. And also I'm collaborating with the Malaysian group to discuss the electric state by using computation techniques. So from computation side, MSR side, STM side, so we hope we can give the final answer on the DNA. So if you're interested, of course, please think about the collaborations. The next one, those are the experimental side. But however, I have many more examples. But in this case, I cannot talk about everything. So then I only show very typical and also good examples only at this time. So then now, next one is I talk about DFT, and I suggest the one possible plan to work on the AI with us. So this one with the Foxai. So she's a researcher, the lecturer in the University Science Malaysia in Penang. So she is accessing to the Foxai from Malaysia and doing the calculations. So then if you are interested in to use Foxai to work with us, we could arrange such kind of things. In this case, you don't need to come to RIKEN. You can access from here. So then the important point is why I started such kind of computation jobs is we don't always mirror because we cannot see mirror. So we throw in the mirror to discuss the material, but we cannot control the position of the mirror inside the material. So this is very big problem in the muon society in the world. So then how to know about the muon position is a big problem. And some university like Oxford University and Parma in Italy, they are very keen to develop the DFT technique. But for my viewpoint, Oxford technique is a little bit smart, but not so good. So then anyway, how to discuss between DFT and computational techniques. So that these days, I succeeded to provide one paper done by Red Ramadan in Georgia now. So then I chose a very basic material of the high DC superconductor, then do some experiment here. So this one experimental data, Mearsal time spectrum. This is the Fourier transform data. So my main purpose is how we can reproduce this data by using the DFT. But even until now, even before my study, nobody has succeeded, interestingly. So then we included many quantum effects. This one is a spin distribution effect. The spin is not like a point alone. Spin is distributing in the system quantumly. So luckily these days, such kind of effect can be calculated by a DFT program. And also mu is a particle has 0-point vibration motion. Then we can also calculate the area of 0-point vibration motion. It's quite wide, one or some area. Then taking everything in, then I succeeded to reproduce this time spectrum. So this is written in the paper here, published last year, PRR. If you browse the Dr. Red Ramadan, you can find out this. And this one also similar study, comparing with computational thing on the experimental side. So this one, the Mearsal experiment done on the DNA molecule. So this kind of experiment I'm not planning to do the next month again in Japan. So then my collaborator in Malaysia, they calculate the electric state by using the computational technique, Gaussian. So then we can compare these two data to discuss how electron is hopping around inside the DNA molecule. So now we are not concluding the one sample, so maybe we will try to publish as soon as possible. However, this kind of thing some people can do until now. So then I'm not saying what is beyond. How we can discuss, how we can apply such kind of the comparison technique between experiment and computational science. So that is my viewpoint. So the answer is AI. So I named AI Mearsal. So now I'm not starting to talk about this technique to other people. So then from AI, the people are interested in this my idea. So then they asked me to join to the AI group. Then I'm now working with AI, but these days, but mainly AI is very mathematics. So how we can develop the mathematical technique to develop the AI machine learning system, that is the main part of AI studies, honestly speaking. So then the AI group is wondering how they can use AI. And that means the application view is missing. So that is the one body of the AI research area, but unfortunately, not so many people they would like to use AI as applications. So then the AI group is now gathering the people who can do AI jobs for application. Application means how we can discuss, how we can use AI in material science. Not so many people have ideas. So then I gave one idea, so they said, oh, okay, wonderful. So then to discuss a Mearsal result, we can use the AI technique, that means machine learning technique. This is also the same scheme to compare the experiment and also the computational technique. AI is a programming. Then Mearsal is the experiment. But unfortunately, I can do Mearsal. I'm a specialist. However, I cannot do any computations. I got some students in my team. Then they discussed the programming and also how to operate the program by using the supercomputer. This supercomputer has a GPU units. How we can compile the program with GPU units is not so easy. Then we discussed how to do. However, I don't understand program at all. I don't like so much. However, we can discuss physics. I can discuss physics, the result. However, I cannot help at all. So that was the story point for all the students. But luckily, boss doesn't know about this one, but those both said to students to do this. In this case, the young people can do, interestingly. Then my idea is the MIRSAL data is a statistics data. If the statistics is quite high, we can have good data. It's very true, natural. However, sometimes we can have only low statistics data. But how we can discuss real things for low statistics data, that is my point. Then these days I found Bayes theory. Then Bayes theory is a very basic theory for the machine learning. So then I suggested to use this Bayes theory to discuss the low statistics data. In this case, we can do many possible things. For the time slicing MIRSAL, I said like that. Time slicing means usually we gather the data 30 minutes an hour. However, if you gather only 1 minute, 2 minutes, statistics very bad. But if the statistics can be analyzed by using Bayes theory, we can do such kind of 2-minute time slicing MIRSAL. That means we can measure the ionic motion in the second level or minutes level or millisecond level. So that is the hope in the future. So then I'm now recruiting some people who can do the AI, who are interested in the machine learning, who are interested in Bayes theory. So then in Malaysia, I did the sign. So then I shouted, if somebody are interested in, please contact me. So then we can work together. So in this case, we can discuss with Japanese top class AI researchers, having more knowledge from the AI, the organization. There are many benefits in this system, in this way, because MIRSAL can be applied to many systems. In this case, if we can develop this kind of technique, we can do much more things. For electron conductivity, ionic conductivity in batteries, we can discuss more. We can discuss more in detail. Then we can know the realistic ionic motion, which has never been to the approved by any other people. And for molecular dynamics, and usually we calculate molecular dynamics by using MD calculation. However, we can measure the molecular dynamics. And also chemical reactions, chemical reactions also one special application. But in time, how the chemical reaction is going on, that is not so easy to know. Then this can be, again, studied much more in detail. And catalyst reaction, this is also same. There's some MIRSAL people, they are doing this catalyst, they study by MIRSAL. But as long as we can apply the AI technique, machine learning technique, the catalyst reactions can be much more realistically followed time by time. And slow spin fluctuations, that many things we can develop more. That means we can break the current situation. Then we can do MIRSAL more about. So this is my suggestion. So then we are applying the big grant to employ people and to do the MIRSAL AI development. For instance, Bayes theory is very easy. Bayes theory is we can assume some sort of function, right? Some sort of function, then and plus one experimental data. So if we give one experimental data, this point is converged. That means this free analysis function has a restriction at here. So if so, we can give another experimental data somewhere. In this case, this analysis function, free analysis function, has two restrictions. That means such kind of thing, if we repeat such kind of things, with the minimum data point, we can determine these three types of function. That is Bayes theory. For instance, this one is a temperature dependence of some relaxation data of the MIRSAL. I showed this one already, this data already. So how to determine the Maillard transition is here. Here the Maillard transition. In this case, we can specify some sort of free function like that. However, this peak point is unsure. But as long as we have this some sort of the function, then if we measure 1 or 2 data points, we can estimate the transition temperature much more quicker. That is good. So it is a superconducting transition temperature. That is here. Then we have to measure many data points to discuss the transition temperature here. However, if we can apply the Bayes theory, the determination of transition temperature became much more quicker. that means that we can develop more studies by using more samples. So that is my suggestion. So then I'm suggesting to carry out this project with some universities and groups. So in Japan, we have collaboration with Sophia University and RIKEN Japan. These are my collaborators. And then UK side, we can use MSR. That means we can test MSR. And the University of Geneva University, they are now contributing to us to develop the detectors. So then we have USM and University of Malaya. They are doing the computational technique, but still I need AI people. 2 days ago, I recruited again, but they still don't understand AI and machine learning systems, so then they are still hesitating. On Chiang Mai side, they have the accelerator here. Then the Chiang Mai is contributing to this machine learning, the project from the machine, the viewpoint. And also Triumph, I have good friends here. So then he's also interested in this AI and gives some ideas to me. So then that one is some short descriptions of my like a specialty and also idea. So then finally, I simply show how many minutes to go? 15. No, just 15. I will closing soon. So then the important point is IPA program. So I've got many IPA students in the past. This is not for researchers, unfortunately. This is a PhD student who belongs to the universities, foreign universities. Then we can apply these kind of PhD students to invite RIKEN up to 3 years. Up to 3 years. So then I have some friends from China, Korea, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Majority is Indonesia. Lucky. So then, luckily, I have many students from UNPAD, first student from UNPAD, and ITB, and UI, and Gazamada, and ETS. So my collaborators, they kindly sent some students to us. And also Malaysian PA, the USN, I got already 4 students from USN. So this one is an interesting program, RIKEN. RIKEN is not a university. We cannot award anything. No PhD, no master. So that means the student belongs to your university. That means if you know about some of the collaborators who would like to send young, good students, not only me, but also for other researchers, you can find out the partners to send IPA. Luckily, and also my sales point is I have many collaborators in Japan. So then if IPA people come to me, I can introduce these many good collaborators to work with them. That means they can enjoy the different research atmosphere. And also, if I have money, I can send students to the UK to enjoy the MSR. So is that a really good question? I try. So then I started to work with this one is the first, the sign up with ITB, I forgot, UNPAD. This one from ITB and Gajamada. 5 universities we signed up. So yesterday we discussed this for more with you. Then we have many collaborative events, opportunities. This one, the manager, the meeting, PNN, part meeting in the Bali. So this one, also Bali. I forgot. Then my students are changing year by year, but are still there. So in 2016, at this time, my group became very big. So then he is Red Ramadan. So he studied he finalized my DFT studies on the high-DC material and published in there. And she's now working in the Japanese Shibata Institute of Technology near RIKEN. And others are working in the Indonesian, the universities and also institute. So here's in 2019. So still some people here. Then still I'm now having new students from Thailand and Indonesia. So she came from Ui, and she came from Kasetsat in Bangkok. So then from this April, I was the one from Chiang Mai. So then luckily last year we had many events of the international conference, LT in Sapporo, and MIRSAL conference in Parma, Italy. So then they enjoy the communications with foreign students together. This one, Sapporo, interestingly, the students went to the dinner with Chinese students. So this year we have again two more big international conferences in Japan. One is a Hyperpower Interaction, another one the MRA. One is in Kyoto, one is in Nara. And also we have the Machine Learning International Conference in Nara City. So then I'm going to attend all of them to discuss. And also in Chiang Mai University, there is an international conference for accelerator physics, especially for machine related. So then I was invited to there to report how we can use beams for material science. So if you're interested in such kind of the machine related, machine dedicated international conference, they let me know. I can show the homepage. So then this one, the last Bali conference in November. So we enjoyed communications with Indonesian researchers and students. So he's the instrumental scientist of the neutron facility, Taika. So he's a very funny guy, but very excellent guy. Every time I come to JPAC, he called me, when we start to drink, please call me something, blah, blah, blah. Then if he delays 30 minutes, he frequently called me, in 5 minutes, I will come to please order beer for me, something like that. So then last Monday, she's a new student from Chiang Mai. She's working on the accelerator physics with me, interestingly. So I took her to the JPAC on Monday, okay, so starting day of the week. So then I simply called him. Hello, we start to have a party from 5 o'clock, even though sunshine is there. He said, okay, I come back. So such kind of thing. He's very funny, but very energetic guys. If you're interested in neutrons, I can introduce him. So then I showed you already, these are students here. So then Japanese here. So many young people are coming up. So then I will talk about National Center, simply talk about National Center new strategy to work with all of you. I showed this one this year, so I'm now planning to develop the machine learning project, an AI project, and also the high-class MIRSA development with my friend. So then collaborating with Canada, Southeast Asia, and also Europe. So then hopefully we can include BRIN into here, because there are many good researchers in BRIN. So if some of you are interested in, so let's discuss together. I can, within this year, I still have time to come, because accelerator and Rutherford is still stopping by some problems. So then the Thailand and also Malaysian side, they are starting to discuss how to create the new collaborations on AI and beyond and material sciences. And also Chiang Mai side, also they are starting to discuss with us, because we have the accelerator in the vacuum. So they'd like to know about the detectors and also how to operate machines. They have no idea at this moment. So then, if possible, they want to send some young students to RIKEN to learn about the accelerator physics. So then, could you please think about, but I cannot cover everything. Of course, you cannot cover everything. So then if I hope, then if that hope is the same with your hope, then I want to talk together to start up new things. Thank you so much for a long time.
Thank you very much, Watanabe. So, is the introduction lecture that we can, it's activity and what I how to say conclude here that this is a good chance and opportunity, but I will say for all of us the field of resource and development of material, and of course the opportunity for young people if they want to continue to study. So, if anyone have a response or sorry, a response or maybe some question, please again ask directly. And for the participant using the Zoom meeting, maybe you can raise hand or write it down directly in the chat room. Maybe there's from
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. But I was sincere for very, very nice question. I got to say. So, you have already explained many interesting things here in your research, including superconductor, magnetic, organic magnet, and GFT, AI, machine learning, and
about student education. So also, thank you very much for your invitation for us to include in your collaboration with with everything. So this is thank you very much. So I have a couple questions. For student education. So because BRIN is not a university, so but BRIN have collaboration with university in Indonesia under the degree badge. Yes, we have collaboration with some university in Indonesia with UI, ITS also, ITB, UKM, under umbrella of degree badge. So, of course, researcher takes master degree and then PhD degree in this university, but still work in BRIN research. But they belong to the university or master student and then PhD student. So my question is, in this case, is it possible to apply your scheme? I mean, that's for student education, PhD students, the opportunity only for PhD students. Right? So for this case, degree by research student, is it possible to apply this opportunity? This is the first one. The second one is we are BRIN also have a scheme to send researcher to visit, for example, RIKEN in some South country. So maybe I will explain it tomorrow for the detail. My question is, how long possible the researcher can visit and then do research in your collaboration. Not only your laboratory, but you can collaborate. This took is thank you very much.
Yes, for the first question, as long as student has the affiliation in a university, I believe this because how we apply to the IP program is I use university. Then we have the contact between university and RIKEN. So as long as the student belongs to university, the university doesn't want to make a contact that anyway for you. With RIKEN, that's fine. The law is fixed. So then even though the student have the equivalent the status in RIKEN, however,
as long as students they have the affiliation in a university, should be okay. Based on my experiences. But one problem is the concept that PhD student for RIKEN people should be younger. That means the RIKEN, not clearly written, but you can always say the student should be less than 34, 35 years old.
So the
35 years old.
yeah.
So sometimes my friends apply like a 50 years old, the old researcher, but they cannot be accepted.
Yeah.
So 35 years old. But 35 years old means when we apply, that applicant should be younger than 35 years old. So that is the point. Because the RIKEN IPS system is not completely fixed. Just how to operate is just IPA person only. So maybe okay. And also to the next question, as long as we agree, as long as student or researchers can bring the living expenses by themselves, there are no limitation to stay in Japan. It depends on the agreement between the PI and also your side. So that means usually we say short term, usually 6 months, conceptually 6 months. However, the IPS student stays up to 3 years. Then even beyond 3 years, if student supervisor can have some money to support the life in the Japan, they can extend. So it's up to you. For instance, if you understand like 2 months, 3 months, we can accept as long as we agree.
Yeah.
For instance, this summertime from July, 10th of July, I have the 2 students from WE, undergraduate, just for a month only. But they got some money from WE to stay in RIKEN, so that we don't mind. Also possible. For instance, if you're the staff member, in this case, no age restriction, of course. No age restriction. Your staff would like to say 1 year or 2 years, 3 years, doesn't mind. For instance, in Japanese case, we have the 2 systems to get the PhD degree. One is to join to the university in a course. The another one is to get a degree based on the paper. So if you want to apply such kind of thing to the Indonesian universities, you can. And also I have a joint laboratory in Hokkaido University. So then if your researcher, the elder researcher, work with me, then if they want to have a degree from Hokkaido University, they can apply based on the paper-based degree. Also possible. Little bit money is necessary. However, how much? 10万、10ジュタ。For application cost. 10万ぐらい。We can have paper degree. Also possible. Of course, you can do maybe within Indonesia, same things. So the acceptance, the people for a while, it doesn't matter for us. And you can choose the national center anywhere. And also, if such kind of people there, then if they can bring money by themselves, then they're fitting with the Nishina's group and also group, I can introduce other laboratories who also have that kind of the good research from outside. I can introduce, no problem.
Very much, Professor Watanabe and Watanabe Sensei. So probably the participant. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Speech.
Thank you very much. Sensei, for your very important and nice presentation information. Anyway, it's very important for us here for material research, also for nuclear research. I have one question about your presentation. In this t-shirt, accelerator as needed. Please give more detail about what kind of particle and meaning energy is required for this research. Maybe proton, maybe I think.
Proton.
Yes, and the energy is
For the ISIS. For the ISIS.
yes, okay.
For the ISIS case, they accelerate the proton up to 800 MeV.
800.
800 MeV. Then hit to the carbon target to create muons. And after that, the proton beam hits the neutron target, which is tungsten. Tungsten needed. But in the Jepang, there is a mercury. And accelerator energy is above 800 MeV also, but around 800 MeV. Then the Jepang side, they use also the carbon to create muons, but they use mercury to create the neutrons. So maybe the efficiency to use the mercury is better than tungsten now. That are hard. But very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Sorry, I have another meeting, so I have to.
Thank you so much. ありがとうございました。どうも。
Thank you, Mr. Kulahani. So probably before we continue to question from the chat, maybe are you have a question or a question?
Thank you, Watanabe Sensei, for your very interesting presentations and also information on the new technology. So I have one question. You mentioned about the advantage of bond to characterize materials. So could you explain more about the combination between bond and electron to more comprehensive characterize specific materials? So maybe there is a combination between bond as an observer and also electron as an observer for the specific materials, compare the advantage each other. Thank you.
So what is the big difference between neutron and muon is which kind of space the both tools are sensing. Muon is sensing the fluctuation in the real space, but neutron is sensing the fluctuation in the wave space. That is a big difference. So then in this case, what happened is, well, this one is a typical material which can be applied to the both the techniques. Because in order to pick up the ordered state in the real space, muon is better. Muon is better because we don't need any the single crystals. In order to sense the ordered state in the real space by neutron, they need a single crystal. That is a disadvantage. On the other hand, in order to understand the spin fluctuation, muon doesn't have any wave space information. There is no Q information. That's a disadvantage. But we can say something is fluctuating what kind of frequency range. That's only. However, neutron can show us the excited state fluctuation. That is a strong technique. So for instance, this system has some kind of the excited state. So such excited state, muon cannot sense anything. The muon sense the ordered state in the real space. The neutron can sense the excited state and also short range, the fluctuation. So then we are now applying both neutron and also the muon to the particle growth systems. But unfortunately, at this moment, we have our own single crystal. So then the neutron development is not perfect. So then we are trying to synthesize a single crystal. But as long as we have single crystal powder, we can apply both techniques to discuss the spin fluctuation from both the angle. So that means the magnetic materials is the good candidates to be applied to both mu and neutron if there are some single crystals. The powder is okay. The synthesized powder, they simply do the MUSR to check the ordered state. Then the excited state and continuous state, we can do the neutron. So that is the, I guess, a comprehensive use. The magnetic materials is the first target.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. So, in this case, if we have, for example, a material, specific material, we can study this material using this two techniques, depending on what information you needed.
Yes. But unfortunately, not so many people can do both. One people can do muon, but some people cannot do neutron so much. But one people can do the neutron, but they don't know about the muon so much. So very restricted people can do both. That is the reason why these days, in Jepang side, there is a very special category to the proposal system to use both systems, both neutron and muon. That has a priority. So then the top researchers recommended to use both neutron and muon. Both are at the same site. Why they don't use both? Then I talked about a very strange guy, Dr. Oishi. He's a very rare people who can do both. Who can do both? Oishi, Dr. Oishi, the instrumental scientist of RIKEN Japan. He knows about the muon because he used to be a postdoc to me. We worked together. He started from his career from muon, then moved to the neutron, then he knows both, and he can do both. He's still publishing MUSL data. He's still publishing neutron data. Very excellent, very excellent. But very rare. Not so many people can do. For instance, I'm amateur for neutron, still amateur. So I can do MUSL. I know the MUSL, but I don't know about the neutron so much. I'm just studying now.
Thank you, Dr. So let's move on to the question from the chat. This is in the engineering. So please open your video.
Yes, thank you very much, Fatagu. Watanabe sensei, oishashiburi desu. Hi.
Sorry. Sorry, from Australia now?
Yes, I'm watching online. This is thank you very much for your talk. It was very interesting, and I am interested mostly in what you have mentioned about using muon techniques for chemical reactions or catalysis reactions. So my question is, what kind of samples have you tried, or maybe you recommend for like a pilot experiment, an easy experiment, what kind of samples are suitable. And I understand that each facilities, for instance, ICIS or JPAC, they have different focus of science, right? So where do you think is best to try to make a good experiment with the scientists for muon and in the area of catalysis? Thank you.
Oh.
So as long as I remember, there are 2 or 3 researchers in the world, they are doing that. But sorry, I don't remember the material itself. One researcher is now doing the catalyst reaction on the surface of the nanoparticles. How nanoparticle is working as a catalyst. So then from the starting material to the end material, how will it be changing time by time? Because the muon time window is up to 20 microseconds. It's a catalyst speed is in that time range, you can trace the speed of a catalyst. So if I go to Japan, I have different information so that I can come back with that one. So that is the one possibility. But where do you think a part will be? That is not one of them, because it's a short time, we cannot study so much. The longer time chemical reactions that is minus we should have. You should have. When you say a part of the JPAC or the axis are only the place to study. Honestly speaking, the no chemical reaction study is going on at BC facility, the PSI class. Always yes. And also chemical reaction, the people who study chemical reaction, there are no such kind of people in Japan. So as long as I understand, there is no such study in Japan. Mainly in the ICIS. But also, but we can somehow. So I want to open that side of it in Japan. So that is also why.
So, basically,
Yes, thank you very much.
any participant on Zoom meeting? So probably Watanabe Sensei, as we wait for the question, I have a question also. So in this case, our government have a national program for the electric vehicle. So it's related to the useful ion battery. So in this case, I'm thinking that usually most researchers in satellite study the structure of the using XRD only, and very few people study from. Not to mention muon, because I think it's this muon. I think it's a new, how to say it, new discipline. I might say. So I learned that muon can be used also for the study the material of the battery. So this can probably we might have a good chance to use muon to study in the future.
So for instance,
For neutron, as I talked to Dr. Oishi, he's studying batteries by using neutron and also wheel. So he's the first candidate to discuss the such kind of possibilities. Of course, I can work with you together. And also, Dr. Oishi is a very good friend to me. We can collaborate both together. And that's also one possibility. And another possibility is DFT calculations. Because we can measure the ionic motion, but we don't know why that ionic motion is moving such kind of like that. And my student is starting the study the how ionic motion trapped inside the system by using a DFT. They are not so impossible, but not so many studies are there, as long as he checked. So he's one student in the Chocrominant Parapa in Sulawesi. Very small university. So he's got a job in here, in there. And another one is Jogja. Utami-san ita. Well, what is the university for Ramadan? I forgot. Ramadan, something better.
UPN.
UPN. UPN.
Yeah.
So two students are starting to work on the battery materials by using DFT. That's also interesting because as long as I investigate the papers, there are also many papers are studied, not only DFT studies are there to discuss the motion, ionic motion. So then a long time ago, the 1 million researcher did a simple calculation, but that seems to be very, very doubtful. So that is the trigger. So experimental side, and if you have the some people who are interested in the computations, one possibility that you can discuss my students first. Then they think about organization in Indonesia. That if they can get some money from the your government, I don't mind to form a team to use our facility, no problem. Also possible. So from both sides, experimental side and computation side, you can approach as long as you have people. Please try think about it.
We will try to do that as much as possible because in our research organization, we study many material, not the comparative, but also magnetic material
Yes.
and low-dimensional material, and also from our research center, the research center for photonic or quantum physics, that probably also can involved in this kind of collaboration. And in this case, Professor Ratno, we put this together. Okay, any other source or question? Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Thank you for nice Actually, I'm very, actually, I don't very actually, I don't understand about the beyond actually. But electron and X-ray have the complementary information between electron and X-ray. As long as we use to study battery, the complementary study the information between X-ray and electron. But the beyond, can you give the complementary information between muon and electron and muon and X-ray? Because as long as I know that muon actually slides electrons. So the electron should be close to the X-ray. I don't know exactly, but maybe you can give a little bit explanation, but the specific information we get from muon.
So I personally think you were discussing a neutron in order to analyze the crystal structure too.
For example, yes, also.
Because the X-ray can do, but the X-ray is not fine, that's what the neutron. Neutron can give you the much more finer data.
Yes.
So then the neutron can comprehend it. But neutron cannot sense the ionic motion. It's dynamic. So then the neutron can sense the atomic positions very finely, of course. So then you can discuss, for instance, if there is small element there, how that element is where. You can discuss from Newton, but Newton cannot discuss ionic motion. But muon can discuss ionic motion. That is a different point. So crystal structure there, the detailed information, of course, is necessary, definitely necessary. That can be analyzed by neutron and X-ray. Then by using that information, we can do the DFT calculation. Then based on DFT calculation, we can discuss a possible ionic motion. Then we can measure the muon to prove such kind of thing, true or not. That is why I just talked to you, the DFT is also important. So then DFT can optimize the crystal structure. If so, how the Newton data is good or not. Also, DFT is necessary. So DFT can contribute to the lattice side and also dynamic side. Then muon can contribute to the dynamic side, Newton can contribute to the lattice side. X-ray as well. The first step is X-ray. Next step is Newton, of course. Then third step is DFT and muon. Then we can analyze the character, the dynamic character, or the material. This is the most important point for the industrial field. Only structure is not so good. Only dynamics is also not so good. Then extended that what kind of thing the company do is just make pick up something. No reason why. This is better. But if that is the company's style, okay? But researcher's style is not like that. Researcher's style to discuss in deeper. So then we can analyze the electric style, then we can justify this material is good. That is, I believe, researcher's job. So then all of you are very welcome. So we have such kind of opportunities there. For instance, the National Center's people doesn't work on the materials and the battery materials so much. But asset people like Japan, they like the battery materials. Very, very good design. Very interesting. There are many materials. And in Japan, there is very famous battery professor. Maybe he's nearly number one to create good battery materials, new materials in Japan. So Dr. Uishi is collaborating with him. So then we can have new information, new materials, if you're interested in work in Japan, and we can do DFT. Many possibilities there, as long as it passes. So all of you are very welcome. So we are ready to accept. So then what kind of thing, how we can start. Then I'm not suggesting to work on battery material to my new boss. But new boss is really hesitating now. I'm not pushing material. We can have new material, interesting material from Indonesia, Malaysia. Then let's try to work with them, with Indonesian researchers to discuss materials. So that is my suggestion to the National Center. So if you can also join and push our center, maybe we can start something new.
Yeah, it's very important because as I may say, it's only one example. Now, government want to push the research activity in Indonesia, but they also ask us as a researcher to make something liable. So, but in this case, because we are discussion about the muon and neutron. So it's more like basic science. This is important. If we talk about the new material, so this is very important.
And also, I have a collaborator in ETS. His specialty is to create carbon systems, which can be for like a battery material from the overall shell. That means like industrial waste material they try to create. That kind of idea is very important in Japan. So even though the quality is not the highest, but if you can produce your original material in here, then if you can create better bases by using your own materials, that is the best for Indonesia. Countries. So that means if you have the materials, we can work with it. by using the very rare facilities and specialists, which is not available in Indonesia. That is our suggestion to work with. Then, following example, not only battery, but also by using the accelerator, something like a Nishina Center accelerator, Jepang accelerator, and also some small things with us. And that is a wonderful situation. So at that point, the Nishina Center would like to have, would like to develop with all of you. That is why he suggested me to come to find out something new. Because my group is #1 group to have Indonesian students. The Nishina Center, especially the new director, he loves the Indonesia. He's very keen to come to find out new things. So please, let's positively discuss. Just make a dream so that we can find out something.
This is very good.
Yeah.
Opportunity. So
Yes.
we can.
Yeah. Saya, okay.
Switch it.
Yes. I'm still one question. Yeah. Recently, BRIN and NATO signed MOUs. NATO Japan, and so NATO now gave us some grant, and then some researchers now apply to get this vision. This is one example of the collaboration, but the another possibility is by using NATO grant, maybe we can send our research to Japan. So my question is there any laboratory and we can now work research under NATO grant?
NATO.
Yeah.
NATO. Do you need a NATO counterpart as well?
Yes.
Do you need a counterpart who are related to NATO as well?
Yes.
That both should be NATO.
Yeah.
ネードはいたかな、リケンのネードはちょっとわかんないな。
Yeah.
ネド、まあ、I could check. Yeah. If I ask somebody in the record, maybe they can easily. But I don't see the NATO project in the so
Yeah.
because the record is a very big body. Then
Yes.
they have each own big
Yes.
project.
Yes.
So usually they don't need a NATO.
Yeah.
Or somebody was あったかな。誰かいたかな。駒場先生ってことじゃない。Battery professor could have NATO. I don't know.
Oh, really?
So I can do this if you want.
Thank you.
But maybe not in the game.
Yeah. Because
NATO is very big.
very big. Yes, I know. And in last month, we visited NATO in Tokyo and talked the possible collaboration. And one of the possible collaboration, if we can send our researcher to laboratory, which has the grant from NATO.
Oh, if NATO doesn't want the RIKEN side to with NATO, if there is no NATO at RIKEN side, you can send. But if NATO worried about the NATO money at the RIKEN side as well, not so easy.
Yeah.
If you don't mind about the NATO money at the RIKEN side, maybe at any time you can.
Yeah.
Anytime you can.
Yeah.
NATO.
And this is because we have signed MOU with NATO, so we think about the possibility about the opportunity this scheme.
ちょっとわかんないですね。すいません。
Huh?
There's a condition under NATO umbrella, but there should be collaboration with universities and need collaborator in Japan.
Yeah.
あ、レードコラボレーターネセサリーか。
Because Hegel is funding attention, right?
Yes, yes. Very big
Hegel,
fun.
do not do research.
No.
No research.
Never done what possible.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I think we already have much time for discussion. So probably we can continue with the next
Yeah.
and we can continue the discussion. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the attention. Today, moderator and
Well, that's all the presentation and also discussion session for our seminar today. Thank you very much to Professor Watanabe as the speakers for a nice talk today. Also, Dr. Teguh Raja as moderator. Also, thank you, and all of participants. Please give applause to all of us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next is a closing remark by Professor Watanabe. Please welcome to deliver his closing remark.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your very nice talk today, and also thank you very much for all attendants for joining this meeting, this seminar, for who join directly in this room offline, and also who using Zoom and also YouTube. So we hope that Watanabe Sensei lecture can increase our knowledge, especially in the field of nanomaterials using more and new types. So Watanabe Sensei also give us many updated information about the material science, and also possibility research collaboration with RIKEN. So we hope that we can catch up this possibility and follow up with real action of collaboration. So again, thank you very much, and we hope that we can meet again in our opportunity. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Marno, for closing the remark. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu yang terhormat. Next is online photo session. We invite all participants in Zoom meeting to open video or screen record. Sorry, maybe we will wait for Professor Watanabe for taking picture. Please wait around 5 minutes, maybe.
Oke. Pak Agung mau ini pelantikan? Lain ya sih. Ini pas mati ini karakternya habis. Oh, gitu. Ini ya, apa itu?
In this group, after the seminar, we will have a photo session. So please don't leave the room before the picture. Thank you.
Banyak ya alumni Badan Riset. Oh iya, dia.
We'll continue to the online photo session. So please, again, please to our participants to open video and camera, and please to the committee to help taking the picture. I will start to count from 3, 2, 1. Okay. Maybe next slide. 3, 2, 1. There's no video open, but I think it's okay. We'll insert all of the page and the last slide. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you to all participants. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu yang terhormat, finally we come to the end of this event, so it is time to close it now. As a matter of ceremony, from the deepest of my heart, I do apologize if there were any mistakes. Thank you very much for your coming and attention. Hope this event is useful for all of us, and hope this brings us to the collaboration in the near future. Before leaving, we kindly ask to the offline participants to join photo session. Thank you and see you again.
Oke, izin live zoom-nya.
Kami persilakan Pak Ibu.